I think my boyfriend is drugging me before bed. So I 22F need to shed some backstory to this. I've had really nasty insomnia most of my life. It's come and gone since I was only 10. I have to sleep with blackout window blinds because any amount of light keeps me up. Sometimes the sound of my own breathing can keep me from falling asleep. But even when the insomnia isn't bad, it still takes me at minimum an hour to fall asleep. Coupled with the insomnia, I've always been a very light sleeper. To give a perfect example, one night the power went out, causing my fan to shut off. The switch from the soft humming noise of the fan to complete silence was enough to wake me up. And I usually wake up several times throughout the night for absolutely no reason at all. With all that said, let me jump into why I think I'm being drugged. A few months ago, I began a new medication that has seriously fucked up my libido. If I'm being honest, I've almost lost the desire to have sex completely. I still have sex from time to time, but mostly just to please my boyfriend 27M and not because I want to. But our sex life has really plummeted. Again, most nights it takes me an hour to fall asleep after shutting off my phone. But within the past month, there have been a handful of nights where I'm sitting on my phone browsing Reddit or reading when my eyes get really heavy all at once and next thing I know, I'm completely in a deep sleep. I mean within minutes. I won't wake up again until the morning. This has never occurred in my life, but I saw it as a blessing because maybe I was finally overcoming my insomnia. This may be TMI, but it's very relevant to this situation. Any ladies that have ever had sex without a condom know that when you get up after the sex, all of your man's ejaculate just kinda falls out of you. It's really messy and gross. Well, every so often recently, when I'd wake up in the morning and start making breakfast, I'd get that same sensation. As if I had just had sex and all of this fluid is just coming out of me. A few days ago, I put 2 and 2 together. This always happens the night after I would doze off really suddenly. I have never ever felt unsafe with my boyfriend and he's never really pressured me to have sex. He'll get really frustrated when I turn him down, but I've chalked it up to blue balls and let it go. But now I've started thinking more and more about it, figuring out logistically how he could be doing this. Every night before bed, I drink a Gatorade in the fridge with my medication. If he is drugging me, he could easily be putting it in my Gatorades. So what the hell am I supposed to do? I mean, bringing this up to him is a pretty huge accusation, especially if I'm wrong. I have no idea how to address this or what I should do. Edit. Wow, I had gone to sleep last night and did not expect this many responses. Thank you so much to everyone reaching out with advice. I'm going to sift through everything and respond to any questions that I can, but I woke up to over 350 responses, so it'll take a while. Edit 2. Thought I'd answer a few of the frequently asked questions up here. First being what medication I'm taking. 60 milligrams of Prozac. And I've got a lot of people asking why I'm drinking Gatorade before bed. I don't drink those big bottles, just the mini 12-ounce bottles. I drink it because it's a solid way to keep up on electrolytes since I'm not great at keeping myself hydrated. And I guess the way I saw it, I'm already not going to sleep, so drinking something that might affect my ability to sleep won't really matter. And a clarification, when I said I fall asleep within minutes, I didn't mean within minutes of taking my med, but within minutes of that sudden onset of drowsiness, which occurs maybe a half hour until I take my meds. There's been a lot of great advice, but I'm probably going to do one of two or both things. Try to record the fridge and see if I can get video of this happening. And I've ordered these drink test strips that you can dip in your drink and it will tell you if there are date rope drugs in the drink. Update. So I went to inspect my Gatorades in the fridge, and yes, I've heard you, I'll switch to something other than Gatorade. I keep them lined up very neatly, kinda how you'd see at a store. I noticed that about 3 bottles back from the first, the seal was broken open. The drink itself is still completely full. So I took that bottle, broke the seal on one and put it in its place. I went over to a friend's house because I'm completely panicked now. I don't know what to tell him, but the test strips aren't coming in until Tuesday and I don't want to go back. Update 2. Alright, so a lot has happened since I put up my post and I really did try to keep this short but failed. Per a lot of people's comments, I checked the bottles to see if any were unsealed. I found one bottle a few rows back with a broken seal. In a panic, I took it with me to a friend's and hadn't come back home until today. My friend and I bought a urinalysis drug test at Walmart which came up clear. Yesterday, I was able to go into an appointment with my PCP to discuss the symptoms. While she reiterated what you all had said, that leukorrhea is a side effect along with the paranoia and fatigue, she believes that, if what I'm telling her is accurate, it is improbable that I would only be experiencing these side effects so sporadically. She recommended that I see my OB about the leukorrhea. I have not been to see the OB yet. Today I came home to retrieve the test strips I ordered. I ordered 2 different brands to cover all bases. These would test for drugs such as Xanax, Valium, Rohypnol, and GHB. I also snooped around for any hidden medications per one commenter's recommendation but didn't find any. Took the strips back to my friend's house and tried several times. All came up negative. At this point, I was starting to get so aggravated with myself, feeling like it's just paranoia all along. So I decided that I should sit down and talk with my boyfriend about everything. When he got home, I sat him down and explained everything that was going on, from feeling like he's angry about the decrease in sex to the symptoms I was having to the one open Gatorade in the refrigerator. He immediately got very angry and defensive, which I thought was weird because I in no way brought this up accusatorily. I was as calm as I could be, but he continued to get angry and finally began blaming all of this on my lack of sex drive. He said he's been getting more and more angry. At this point, I was so frustrated that I told him exactly what I thought he was doing. I asked him if he could give me a logical explanation as to why one Gatorade would be unsealed. He got angry and left without a word, so I took the time to gather my own thoughts. When he came back, he sat me down and confessed to me what was going on. Apparently he had found out through a friend about a pink pill, which I guess is the female equivalent to Viagra. He refused to tell me how he obtained these pills, which makes me very uneasy. He said that he had been giving me these pills every so often so that I would be interested in having sex. I was rightfully livid, but he kept referencing some movie where the girl was slipping Viagra into her boyfriend's drink, and that's why it was okay for him to do it to me in his mind. He swears up and down that the nights that he gave it to me, even though I was clearly asleep, I was still giving indications that I wanted to have sex with him. However, he's giving me no explanation of what that means or how I was giving such indications. So I sat down to do some of my own research on it. This pink pill is called flibanserin. There's really not a whole lot of information on it causing sedation. So I hopped over to a medication interaction website. Like I had said, I'm taking the Prozac. But I also take 10 milligrams of melatonin, and since spring had started, I've been taking my allergy medication, Sudafed Allergy. Under iterations, the ingredients in Sudafed Allergy, pseudoephedrine and chlorpheniramine, mixed with this flibanserin shit causes increased sedation. Not to mention the melatonin on top of this. So, unbeknownst to him, slipping me this pill, at who knows what dose, was causing me to feel heavily sedated. He's continued to try and argue that he really has done nothing wrong, and that it was equivalent to him trying to turn me on by going down on me. But I've already told him that he needs to leave. I'm staying at my friend's house in the meantime because I have no interest in sticking around someone that thinks it's okay to slip medication to people. Edit. I wanted to link the extensive list of drug interactions with flibanserin. Take a look. There are over 50 contraindicated meds that, had I been taking any of them, he could have accidentally killed me. Even including straight-up grapefruit. Not even a drug.